This is the King of Average.
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 Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the King of Average podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the King of Average podcast with your boy BB along with
Medic.
Yes. Today we're changing up the content just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. We're going to watch a quick video and we're going to kind of share our thoughts because I saw this video. It resonated with me to the nth degree. I sent it to Matic and Matic couldn't agree more because he's my yes man. He's basically my bitch.
See, Poppy.
You ready?
Yes, Daddy.
Let's do it. Shut up.
Sorry.
Today's episode is sponsored by Reed's.
Sponsor us.
Nailed it, bruv. No audio. Today's episode is sponsored by Reed's Ginger Beers. Today we're drinking the strongest in terms of the ginger flavor. So far, Matic does not like it.
No, I do.
But we don't care about his opinion. Okay, what are we doing here? We gotta go back.
Bottom right, Baba.
I know, but we have to reset it. Alright, so we're at it. Oh, man.
It really resonated.
Nobody's gonna understand what just happened. I love it. Alright, dope. Boom. That's the Coastal Cane Instagram. Here we go.
You can go back to, say, the Victorian era, and men used to treat women with an extreme amount of deference because the generations living then remembered a time when the world was a lot more difficult than people now remember it being. So the physical inequality between men and women was emphasized because the world was a much more difficult place. Men took a paternalistic and patriarchal view on how women should be treated, and women wanted men to take that. They wanted to be safe, they wanted to be provided for, they wanted to make sure their children were safe, and men did what they could. Now men have won. They've, the fact we've got aeroplanes flying overhead and the fact that we're not about to be invaded is the victory of Western man. Then for some reason women decided, okay, well I'm not afraid anymore. I want what you have. You don't do the things that we do, so you can't have what we have. But men just want women to be happy. They want them to love them. They want their approval. And so if gaining women's approval means pretending women are equal to men or, saying this, that, or the other, whatever it is, they'll do it. And it's completely taken men off of the throne that they sat on. This throne was never imposed by authority, actually. It was imposed by consent. And the second women withdrew their consent for the man to be on that throne, the throne collapses and the men are just standing around going, okay, well, I guess I'll just play video games and drink beer all day and smoke weed. And if you don't need me, I won't do anything. Because that's really the whole raison d'etre of being a man, just to be needed by someone else. And it's always been women.
Okay, first things first I want to say about this video is the most phenomenal part of this video is that every time it cut to who I presume to be his wife, she just kept nodding in agreement.
Yep.
That took me somewhere else, bro. Like, I was just like, dude, that's the most beautiful part of this video, first of all. But second of all, dude, I mean, we can watch it again, break it down. Otherwise, dude, give me something. Talk to me. What's on your mind?
One thing that really stood out to me had to have been when he was talking about back then the world was just a crazy place. People were dying left and right. Basically, I mean, he didn't really say that verbatim, but like he was kind of getting to that whole thing of like, life
was at risk.
Life being invaded, all these other things that like women are like, I don't want to get a part of that. I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll take care of the family. I want my kids to be good. Fast forward, now that we kind of conquered that in that way and we succeeded, we're able to like not worry about freaking, getting invaded and plagues and this and that. Now women are like, I don't really need you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's basically what I got from that. That is basically feminism. You know what I'm saying? Like that's basically feminism in my thing, because feminism, in my opinion, modern feminism, I should say, is more, I could do anything that a man does. I don't need men, right? I don't need a man. Screw you. I never really needed you. You're saying that today. Maybe go back like a couple years, you would not be saying that. Because like, yo, let's go to the battlefield together. Someone just freaking invaded someone with with like a gun and they're massacring a whole bunch of people. Come with me. let's go check it out. Now you're probably going to be freaking chilling inside and be like, yo, let me know when you're ready.
That's your job. I'll go do mine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I like the whole point of like consent, right? Women are like, oh, I don't need to, khalas, you don't have my consent anymore, right? But if you really think about it, I personally think that it's the man's consent. Men allowed women to not have consent anymore.
100%. Yeah. So, that's actually kind of like the main point that I wanted to, because it was kind of like a reflection that I had recently. And it was, when was the last time, or no, not when was the last time, but rather if you, like, how far do you need to go back before the society started hearing jokes about like, oh, if she's mad at me, I'm going to sleep on the couch tonight, right? Or the jokes about, oh, happy wife, happy life, right? And it's stuff that we definitely grew up hearing,
Yeah.
right? Because I feel like the world kind of started turning towards that direction already. But I mean, dude, if you think about it, you have all of like, the memes and jokes that come out, and it's like, oh, back in the 1950s, if a woman didn't have, dinner ready, she'd be beat or whatever. You know what I mean? It's a joke. It's whatever. But there is some truth behind it. There's some reality behind it. A woman used to grow up and she would get with a man and she would fear losing him because her livelihood depended on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Her food depended on him. Her shelter depended on him. Her being clothed, her being protected, it depended on him, right? So women had to grow up in this understanding that you find a good man and you do everything in your power to keep him. Because losing him is similar to like losing your own father.
Yeah.
You're going to be lost. And somehow nowadays we wake up to a society where it's like, men recognize this power that we've given women, where they're now the gatekeepers of, sexual experience.
They've been gatekeepers.
They've kind of been the gatekeepers, absolutely. But once again, if we're talking about like just the dynamic of a marriage in a sense, it's like women no longer have like that fear of losing a man, because now in their mind, they can just replace him. The next guy is just waiting, oh, let me know when you're free. Let me know when you're single again.
Yeah.
Right. They have the liberty of options, the privilege of options now. Right. And through the beginning of that, wherever that stemmed from, right, it's become a reality where men have become more weak to the idea and they recognize the competition. Right. So what do they start doing? They do make one of two choices. Either become the level of man that is irreplaceable, or, and this is what we see mostly, become a simp. Become more and more of a cuck. Become more and more of a pussy of a man, right? And start almost, in a sense, begging for that female attention.
Yeah.
Right? And that, I think, is kind of like the biggest worry that people have to deal with. And the funniest thing about the whole thing is it's in women's nature to be submissive. It's in a woman's nature to want a man who can lead and protect and tell her, hey, I don't need you to do anything but be there for me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take care of everything. And I think it's really funny because it's like women can talk a whole bunch, right? And they'll talk feminism, this, oh, I make this much money, blah, 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 blah. Look at my degree. And it's like, the moment you check them, you put them in your place, or you show some degree of assertiveness, or you show them like true, genuine masculine energy, what do they say? That's the hottest thing to them. You know what I mean? And so you sit back and you're just like, really, the ball's in my court. Like, I own the court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I own the court.
Well, who's to blame though?
Who's to blame is a great question. That can be answered multiple ways. I'm a firm believer that a lot of it really has to do with like, the nature of people's daily habits and routines and the way it's been systematically designed, right? The idea that you grow up and you're forced to go to a school system from we'll call it the first 8 hours of the day. And then throughout the school system, you end up in college, you get this college degree, and you're trained to follow this schedule, right? You have to be here at a certain time. You have to complete tasks, projects, this and that. And then eventually you get into the real world where you try to get a good job, right? And this job is what? It's a 9 to 5, similar to the school schedule, right? And you're stuck living this sedentary lifestyle behind a desk, right? Just supporting the long-term visions of people who have developed their entire structure to just hire robot after robot. Mm-hmm. They want you to just be zombies behind a desk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so once we started pushing towards the industrial era, we pushed away from what?
Traditions
that created men, traditions that put young males in this routine where your daily life is what do they call it? Shoot, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like things that develop, your manhood, right?
Okay.
It's like whatever the case is, right? When you take people out of the fields, you take people away from heavy labor, right? Their bodies, their minds, they no longer develop a certain way to have more male attributes.
Yeah.
Okay. The mental toughness goes. So now you no longer have this thick skin to where, here's the thing, we can say in a woman's nature, it is to be submissive, and it absolutely is. It is their human nature, but it's also in their human nature to what? To be devious. It's also in their human nature to be manipulative, right? So when a woman comes and you don't have that mental toughness, and she comes and she tries to tell you a little something to make you think a certain way, if you don't have the mental toughness to recognize it and put an end to it right then and there, she's going to eventually toy around with you a little bit, and she's going to start controlling you the way she wants to.
Yeah.
And this becomes problematic.
Personally, I think it's the man's fault, bro. I 100% think it's the man's fault. Men were the ones that allowed women to be who they are today. And then women are just simply acting based on men's reactions.
Yeah, we've opened up barriers for them.
On our desires and so on.
Yeah.
Do we want to see a girl that's half naked? Yeah. As a man, you want to see that. You want to get that lust out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So you allow it. You like the pictures. You show her that in that gratification. You subscribe to her OnlyFans and all these things that, like, in public you're like, oh, you shame her for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in private, you're like, hey girl, you're DMing that girl, that same girl that you just cussed out in public, with the boys, or like in like a podcast setting, right?
Yeah.
Those girls are this, those girls are that. But aren't you the same homeboy that's like liking, commenting, subscribing? You know what I'm saying? Ringing the bell. Aren't you that same person? So if anything, the girl's like, well, I'm doing something right. Back then, we had traditions. Back then, we had values. Back then, we were actually men, in my opinion. We had something to say. We had something of value. If we don't see value in ourselves, how the heck can I allow, or how can I even expect someone like a woman, like my wife, to want to like follow me?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not even going in a good direction, if I don't even know where the heck I am, I'm lost. It's up to the man to bring that assurance.
100%.
Men are not bringing that assurance nowadays, dude. And we're just pussies in that way. I'm sorry to say that, right? But like, we're not being firm. We're like, hey, what do you want to do today? Let's go. There's a difference, bro, between, hey, what do you want to do today? And hey, get ready at 7 o'clock. We're going out.
Mm-hmm. That assertive behavior.
You have to be assertive.
And that's actually funny enough how you mentioned that, but it's like there's so many examples of like, similar to the whole thing of like, oh, sleeping on the couch tonight, right? But one of the other examples is like, once again, the running joke is, you know, one of the difficult things is like asking the woman what she wants to eat. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's like, it's a prime example. That woman is literally, she's literally showing you, she's literally telling you, take lead.
Yeah.
Right? Back in the day, it wasn't like, what do you want to eat? No, back in the day, it was, this is what's only available, and this is what you get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You got to take what you get.
It's either you eat or you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it really triggers me, because it's like, I always find it really interesting. It's like, I can't imagine, personally, I would never take it. If my woman ever utters the words, "You're sleeping on the couch tonight," like, let's take a look at it for a second.
Yeah.
In the house that I'm paying for, on the bed that I bought, I'm not allowed to sleep in? Wallahi, you're going back to your parents' house. Right then and there, you get in the car with me, I'm dropping you off. We're not having this conversation.
Yeah.
Until you're ready to fix your mistake, you're not coming back. You don't have a home.
How many men allowed that throughout history? Not history,
Sure.
sorry, throughout like current history, bro. The last like 50 years. How many men, like TV shows, movies, do we have to be petty? Do we have to be at that point? Maybe separation might be the best, meaning that like you're in one room, she might be in the other room, and so on and so forth. But you're not going to tell me where to go and where not to go. You're not going to be the one controlling me. Be like, oh, you can't be over here, you can't be over there.
100%.
Fam, if you don't like it, get out. If you don't want to be in my area, you're going to have to find your own area.
Yeah.
And then once you're ready to stop being petty, you come back to me. I'll wait. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to continue doing me. But once you're ready to freaking grow up and stop being such an immature brat, an ungrateful girl, you're going to come back to me and you're legit just going to be like, all right, I'm ready now.
You know what pisses me off the most, actually? Go look at any commercial, and like you said, any movie, any TV show. Bro, it literally has come down to any commercial you watch. Literally, somehow, the method in which they sell the product somehow involves degrading the man.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way. He's the joke. He's the one who's in the wrong.
Yeah.
He made a mistake.
Look at Family Guy. Look at Simpsons. Look at,
The guy is always a dumb character.
Modern Family. Look at all the major things of like the men being just that doof.
Yeah.
Just that man be like, oh, give me this, give me that wife. You're so much smarter than me. I'm just so stupid. Come on, bro. When in reality, like the man was the person that was the one that had to lead, the one that had to build that house, the one that had to risk his life every single day.
Yeah.
Right? And that may sound dramatic, but guess what?
No, it is dramatic.
When it's 5 o'clock in the morning and you're asleep, but I'm awake, getting ready for work to get out, and I won't be back until maybe 7, 8 p.m. And I'm going to repeat that almost every single day. Mm-hmm. You know what, dude? I demand some respect. I demand some respect, and it's up to the wife, right, to be able to see that and acknowledge it.
Yeah.
It has to be that, because if it's going to be heard, be like, no, but you're not doing enough, but you're always this, but you're always that. My girl, I could do the same thing for you. I could tell you how I could say it's really off the wall stuff. And let's say it. You haven't been to the gym in a minute. You haven't been looking that sexy. You know what? You haven't been fitting into those outfits. You have been getting a little bit fatter. Oh my God, you're so mean. You're such a dick. Oh, Malik, you're not working enough. Hey, Malik, why can't you afford a freaking Mercedes? Hey, Malik, why can't you afford to take me first class on this trip across the world every other freaking day?
Mm-hmm.
Malik, you're not a man enough. Malik, you're not man enough. Hey, girl, why don't you, you know what I'm saying, be a little bit more grateful. Hey, why don't you go to the gym a little bit more? How freaking dare you? You are objectifying me.
Mm-hmm.
You are this, and you are that, and you are this. So you could say that I'm less of a man. You're going to drag my pride, my dignity. You're going to disrespect me. But then the second I say something objective, something, saying that, I'm like, you know what? Since we're speaking our mind, let me speak one thing about you. then that's when you're going to flip it on me and I'm going to be that person. I'm going to be that horrible human being. Nah. And legit, that's why men need to be men. I'm not saying, objectify women. I'm not saying go to your wife and be like, you're fat and you don't work out. No, dude. No. But what I'm trying to get to at the same point, it's like just how we should not say certain things because we don't want to disrespect you. We don't want to make you feel lesser of a human being because it makes you feel like crap. I'm no different. That does make me feel like crap if you're over there saying like, I'm not working enough. And I really am working. It's not like I'm just chilling on the couch, right? It really makes me feel like crap if you're saying that, oh, this other person's doing better than you. Mm-hmm. It does make me feel like crap because I could be like, dude, homegirl looks, she has a better body than you. Homegirl looks better visually. Homegirl cooks more for her wife, for her wife and for her children. For her wife, for her husband, right? And children. 2024, it could be either way. But dude, if you want to compare, we could compare.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But you're going to be pissed. I'm going to be like, all right.
Yeah. No, I definitely think it's very important that people don't get to the level of pettiness to where they either try to one-up each other or they try to diss each other harder than what came their way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Don't be petty with it. Don't try to
be petty at all. No, 100%.
Because it's going to lead to freaking divorce, bro.
Right, 100%. And what I think is really funny is like, this idea that the woman is the prize. It's like, dude, congratulations. I think, to some degree, I think women
are the prize.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
At times, for sure.
100%. They absolutely are.
But guess what, dude? I'm a freaking prize too.
Well, here's the thing. I don't even want to take it to that direction where it's like, no, it's not you guys, it's us, blah, blah, blah. I don't even care about all of that. The thing is, it's like, once again, it's like, as the woman, even though, sure, to some degree, you should be treated like a prize, you should be treated in all of these excellent ways, right? You also have to earn it. You have to deserve it.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Like, okay, if I'm having a stressful day, right, and I decide, you know what, I'm gonna go catch a vibe with the boys. This is a random example, right? I'm gonna go catch a vibe with the boys because I need to de-stress, and going home is just, it's not what if I were to go home to you, it's just not, I'm not gonna be present for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little bit alone. I'm gonna be a little frustrated, and if you try to push my buttons, I'm gonna explode. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go catch a vibe with the boys for a couple hours. I'll see you in a bit. I come back home and it's like, oh, you were out with your friend. I didn't make food. It's like, first of all, if you're going to give me that attitude, right, I need you to understand, not once have I ever said the same thing about paying this rent. Mm-hmm. How about I just start now? Oh, you didn't make me dinner? Okay, cool. You're not sleeping here tonight. Because that's your cost of living here.
Earn your keep.
Earn your keep. Absolutely. You're just a prize. Congratulations. And it's like, let's take it to the next step.
Fam, who said that she's a prize to begin with?
I don't even want to take it there. You know what I mean? I don't want to take it there. But I like actually, you know what? We'll take it there.
I want to take it there, bro.
Let's take it there because I want to guide what you just said into what I'm trying to say.
Who said that she's the prize?
Who said that she is the prize?
Where's the value in that? In order for me to see something as a prize, I have to find value in that to even think of it as a prize. You know, fam, if you're not bringing any value to my life,
yeah,
you're not a prize to me.
Yeah, and I think what really needs to be expressed to women very strongly is like, if you're not gonna fulfill our needs, somebody else will.
That's harsh, but it's true.
Somebody else will.
Yeah.
And here's the best part.
And vice versa, of course.
No, well, vice versa, what? Somebody's going to fulfill her needs?
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, that's what she can think. All she wants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody else will, or guess what? You don't want to be the wife that cooks and cleans for me. You don't want to be the wife that prepares my coffee before I have to leave the house in a rush to go support this family. That's totally fine. My second wife will. Oh, if you get a second wife, then I'm gonna bye. But yeah, so the idea, it's like It's like, cool, I can either replace you or I can get a second wife. You want to act like that? I'm just going to get a second wife who's going to respect me and respect my wishes and provide me what my needs are. And if you're going to tell me, so, oh, if you're going to get a second wife, you're going to have to leave. Get out. That's it. Move on. You know what I mean? Move on. Well, why? Because here's the thing. If you're not, a marriage is for the purpose of what? Fulfilling each other's needs. If you're not planning on fulfilling mine, I need to move on in my life.
Yeah.
I need to find somebody who will. So it's either you respect those wishes or you move on. It's not going to happen.
But just like anything else, man, all this needs to be discussed pre-marriage. You know, like expectations, what a person wants, what they don't want.
Right.
They have to establish that line as soon as possible.
Right.
The boundaries and so on and so forth.
Whatever the case is, it's like 100%. Men as a whole, we've given this power to women.
Yeah.
We've leveled the playing field, right? They no longer have to worry about where's my living going to come from? Where's my finances going to come from? Where's my food going to come from? Right? Because now they've been given all these different opportunities to kind of have that financial competition with men.
Like leverage almost.
Leverage, absolutely. And so now they've developed this understanding that they think they can, you know, fight their human nature and, you know, lead in their own lives.
Yeah.
Right. But the fact of the matter is that those are not women for us. That's not happening. I don't care how much you've leveled the playing field. The fact of the matter is you can't deny your human nature.
True.
You can't deny it.
And it makes sense why a lot of people are getting divorced.
100%.
Because, dude, if I'm just going to be chilling, playing video games, going to hookah lounges away when I'm married and stuff, like, not every so often, but I'm talking about, like, almost every single freaking day, right? Just to escape my life at the house, that's a freaking problem.
Yeah.
And that's not a life that I think any of us really want. But that's a tough life, man.
Yeah.
And I think that is, like, the worst case scenario for a person. Because if you're absent, you don't want to be home and stuff. That's
it is.
But
really, the only thing I want to kind of end with is, like, we need to create a system where, once again, we qualify women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the system needs to be like almost like a checklist. Like, hey, can you fulfill these duties X, Y, and Z? Yes or no? Okay.
Are you willing to as well?
Are you going to? It's not can you. Okay. Are you going to?
That's true.
Are you going to fulfill these duties? Whether it be you know, sustenance, sexual, spiritual, whatever. Are you gonna fulfill these duties? Yes or no? You know, what does your past sexual history look like? Right? Do you have any male friends currently in your life? Right? And you go through all these checklists and you kind of just write all these things down. And at the end of it, you kind of have like a scorecard where you can tell her, like, hey, straight up, based on the answers you've given me, you deserve to be a third wife.
That's hilarious. I'm listening.
You deserve to be a fourth wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool. You have a child from a previous marriage.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
Yeah, we love that.
You're no disrespect, right? Oh, you don't want to cook and clean?
Yeah.
No disrespect.
Oh, you're Persian? Oh, dude, no disrespect.
Oh, you have a headache, and when you have a headache, you don't want to fulfill my other needs?
Yeah.
Cool, that's fine. You don't deserve the first place slot as a wife.
So like a bench system.
It's not a bench system, really, because the fact of the matter is when you do have multiple wives, you have to treat them equally and fairly. Okay. You know what I mean? Whether it's in time and physical and financial, all the stuff.
Yeah.
Right? You have to treat them equally. That's fine. But it's like, for me to who's going to represent me first?
Yeah.
Sorry, you don't make that category. You know what I'm saying? You don't make that category. You know? Oh, yeah, I have male best friends and this and that. Cool. No disrespect. Not a first wife.
But I mean, why even consider that person a wife? That's something that you're not.
No. I mean, well, you know, some people are in love.
That's a fault. I feel like that's a weakness.
Right. 100%.
If you're miserable off that marriage, I mean, that's on you.
But here's the thing, though, because you have to kind of like accept the reality of the world that we live in currently. Is, you know, it's unfortunate to say, but go throw a rock, right, you'll land on somebody with a body count. You know what I mean?
Okay.
How many people, so if we all, as men, just develop a system where we're like, listen, we're going to put a hard stop on it. Any women with a shady past, any women who act a certain way, I mean, any women who have any hint of feminism, we're just not going to consider them. There's going to be a lot of single ladies out there who deserve to be second and third wives.
Yeah. Oh.
But they just don't deserve the first place spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to consider those women as wives? That's fine. Maybe consider them as a fourth wife. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
can we close?
We could definitely, with that freaking statement right there, we're gonna be canceled. But let's stay. Let's.
Welcome back to the last episode of the King of Average Podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the King of Average. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the King of Average Podcast with your boy BB along with. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell us about your favorite Persian.
There you go.
And we'll tell you about ours. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.